In today's tutorial, I'm going to share with you 5 techniques you can engage in handling your microphone for you to get the best out of your microphone. Shalom to you, my friends. My name is Isaac from Trego Studios. If you're new to this channel, on this channel we train media volunteers to improve their skills as they render their service to God in the media. If this sounds like you, I want you to consider subscribing to this channel. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I want to share with you 5 tips that can help you in handling your microphone so that you can get the best out of your microphone. So without further ado, let's get started. The first technique is about handling your microphone. What's the best way to handle your microphone? And I'm going to be using this microphone as a demonstration. There are 3 possible positions that most speakers use in handling their microphones. Some handle the microphone like this, some like this, and some like this. Now the best position for holding your microphone is right here at the middle. Holding your microphone here at the base is going to affect the cable, so it's going to make the microphone start to wobble, and it's not going to be good for you when you're moving all around. It can affect the microphone cable, especially if you're using a wired microphone. Also, it's going to make the handling difficult and uncomfortable for you because the microphone will start to wobble. Right now, holding the microphone here is going to affect the direction of the microphone. Now, most microphones that we use in our churches, they are cardioid microphones, dynamic cardioid microphones. Now, what's a cardioid microphone? A cardioid microphone receives signals from the front of the microphone and rejects it from the rear, but it also accepts a little from the sides. Now, being a cardioid microphone, it makes it a directional microphone, but holding your microphone at the head here changes the direction of your microphone. Actually, it turns your microphone into an omnidirectional microphone. The polar pattern of a microphone changes and it starts to receive signal from all around the microphone, and this is going to increase the risk of feedbacks. Now, feedbacks are those annoying sounds, those squealing sounds you hear from your speakers, and holding your microphone like this can also be a source of a feedback, because when you hold the microphone like this, it changes the direction of the microphone. It makes it an omnidirectional microphone and it starts to receive signal from all the axes of the microphone. So the best way for you to handle your microphone is actually at the middle here. So technically it helps the microphone, and for you as a speaker or singer, it helps you to be comfortable in moving the microphone. Technique number 2, the distance of holding your microphone. That is, how close should the microphone be or how far should it be? There's something we call the inverse square law. Now, the inverse square law as it applies to the microphone is that every time you double the distance from your microphone to your mouth, there's going to be a reduction of about 6 decibels. In other words, when your microphone, the farther your microphone stays away from you, the more pronounced there will be a reduction in the volume or the level of the audio signals that is coming out through the speakers. You notice that the closer that I bring the microphone to my mouth, the louder you can hear me, and the farther I take the microphone away from me also is going to affect how clear you hear me. Alright, now, but how close should you hold your microphone? Now, basically a good rule of thumb is, depending on your voice, if you know you have a low voice, then I think you should get your microphone closer enough for your microphone to pick a good audio signal coming from your voice. But if you know you have a loud voice naturally, then you should take the microphone farther away from you a bit so that you don't overload the sound system with the signal coming from your voice. But generally, when you hold your microphone at about 2 to 3 inches from your mouth, that is generally okay. Alright, so you don't want to be too far where it will be difficult for the microphone to get your signals, and you don't want to be too close when you are going to overload the signal. Now, the problem with getting too close is there's something we call the proximity effect, and the proximity effect is that the closer you bring your microphone to your mouth, the more bassy your sound is. You can use this to your advantage, and it can also cause a problem. So if you already have a bassy voice and you're bringing the microphone too close to yourself, then you're going to be overloading the mix with your bass. So you can use this to your advantage. You know, if you have a thin voice, you should generally get the mic closer to your mouth so that at least you can get a bit of the low ends coming from your voice. And if you have a bassy voice already, then you don't need to get it too close to your mouth. Having it at this range, about 2 to 3 inches to your mouth, is going to be okay for you. Alright, before I go to the third tip, if you're enjoying this video, I want you to give it a thumbs up by liking this video, and I would like you to subscribe if you want more of content like this. Alright, tip number 3, how loud should you speak into your microphone? Generally, you don't want to speak too quiet into the microphone, and you don't want to speak too loud into the microphone. You just want to maintain a good conversational volume in speaking into the microphone. Now, if you maintain a good conversational volume, then the microphone should be able to get a good signal for you. Now the problem with speaking too quietly is that the mixing engineer is forced to increase the gain of the signal coming from your microphone. The problem with that is that there's something we call the signal to noise ratio. What does signal to noise ratio means? Now in every room or every hall, every church, whatever it is you're using the microphone, there is something we call the ambience noise. All right, now that's the natural noise in the room. It could be the noise from the people humming in the room itself. It could be the noise from the AC, the fan, the general noise of the room, apart from those who are speaking on stage. Now when your voice is too quiet, you make the signal to noise ratio very low. It means that if the ambience noise is at this level and you are speaking so low, your volume is also at this level, then the distance between the ambience noise and your own voice is very close. So by the time the engineer is trying to increase the volume of the signal coming from your microphone, now he's also increasing the noise of the room as well. Now that's the problem. As he's trying to please the audience so they can hear you very well, now he's also increasing the noise that is coming from the room. It's going to make the audio coming from the speaker very noisy. All right, so it's not going to be clean. Another problem of speaking too quietly, making the engineer to increase the volume of your signal, is that it can also increase the risk of feedbacks. All right, so when the signal coming from the speaker is entering back into the microphone, then it causes a loop which results in feedback, whereby the signal going into the system, coming out of the microphone, enters into the microphone again, goes into the system, goes out into the speakers, comes back again into the microphone, and then that is what causes the squealing sound we hear from the speakers, which we call feedback. And you don't also want to speak too loud, all right, where you're shouting. Now the problem of speaking too loud is that it can distort the voice of the speaker. So let me do a demonstration for you now. This is an example of a distorted sound. I am shouting into the microphone so as to make it distorted. This is an example of a distorted sound. When you're bringing the microphone so close and you're shouting, it's going to make the sound distorted. This is not a good sound. All right, so shouting into the microphone, especially when the microphone is so close to you, is going to result into a distorted sound. All right, and distortion is not good. So how loud should you speak into your microphone? Just at a conversational level. So if you know that you have a loud voice naturally, then maintain a good distance where the microphone is going to pick a good signal. So you must be careful when you're speaking into the microphone. Don't speak too quiet to avoid the problem of signal to noise ratio, and don't speak too loud to avoid the problem of distortion. All right, point number 4. This is about moving your microphones. All right, it is good for you to maintain a consistent distance and a consistent angle when you are moving your microphone. That is, when you move, let your microphone move with you. All right, when you turn, let your microphone turn with you. Either ways, let your microphone turn with you. So that you can maintain the same quality sound you are getting from the sound right from the initial stage. Now when you turn your face this way, your microphone is this way, it's going to, there will be an obvious drop in your voice when the people are listening to you. So you want to maintain the same distance, the same angle from your microphone, as you move. So let the microphone move with you. Also, when you're moving, many speakers, make this mistake. Avoid going close to the speakers. If the speakers are close to the stage or the halter, avoid taking the microphone to the speakers. Now, the problem is that this can cause feedback. Just like I explained the other time, feedback occurs when the signal that is entering the microphone comes out of the speaker and comes back again into the microphone. It causes feedback, right? And that is why you notice that some people, when the speaker starts to squeal, you notice that some people just suddenly takes away their microphone. But that's because they understand that the signal coming from the speaker is entering back into the microphone, so they generally want to take the microphone away from the speaker so that they can get rid of that feedback. But some people don't know this, so you should educate them. As a media volunteer in your church, you should know this and not take your microphone towards the speaker. It can cause feedback. All right, point number 5 is on avoiding plosives. Now, what is plosives? Plosives are the sounds that comes when you use words that involve the letter P's and B's. Plosives. So when you say P, pastor, or blessed, blessed. So the B's and the P's are the plosives. Now, how do you avoid the plosives? Now, the first rule of thumb is don't take your microphone directly into your mouth. So that's going to increase the energy of the plosives, plosives and plosives, plosives, B's and the P's and the B's and the P's. Alright, so but when you take your microphone at this angle, it's going to reduce the energy of the plosives. Alright, so it's not going to be as strong as putting the microphone directly. Another tip is to reduce the distance from your mouth. When the mic is at a good distance from your mouth, it's going to reduce the energy of the plosives. Alright, unlike when you get it so close to you, the plosives and the plosives, the P's and the B's is going to be obvious. But when it's at a distance, you won't hear much of the plosives and the plosives. Alright. Another thing is from the mixing point of view. On the mixer, you can also reduce the bass of that particular signal because the plosives usually come from the low ends of the mix. You can reduce it by turning down the lows of that particular signal. Alright, so thank you for staying to the end of this tutorial. If you love this video, I want you to give it a thumbs up by clicking the like button below this video. And if you're a media volunteer and you would like to watch videos like this, I would like you to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I post a new video. Till I come your way next time, remain in the Lord's service. God bless you.